Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this session, which is part of the Film Bazaar's knowledge series. The topic for today's discussion is filming in the hills, run, run, run with the cameras, which I think is a multi-purpose title because in addition to encouraging you to shoot in the mountains, also encourages you to take a jog once in a way, which is a good, I think, moral to send out there. So let's get to it. I think few geographical features lend themselves to an audiovisual medium like the mountains do. And since I think the very beginning of cinema, filmmakers have explored the natural beauty of mountains. And I think it's great to see in the recent, I guess, the last decade or so, Indian states becoming very competitive in terms of trying to attract filmmakers to shoot in their territories. There are immense economic and promotional benefits that accrue from such efforts, and it's great to see our states offering competitive film policies to encourage filmmakers to visit there. So let's get started. I would request all the representatives from the states to, one by one, take us through the benefits of shooting in the respective territories and what their territories have to offer in terms of natural beauty and other USPs, etc. So, Mahesh, let me turn to you. What does Himachal have to offer to filmmakers as also other content producers?
Very good morning to everybody sitting there. See, Himachal, itself has very cultural heritage. All these sites we have, and there are many unexplored sites we have in Himachal. They are virgin lands near to the towns, near to like in Kullu district. There's a place known as Shangad. It's near to the town. It's a beautiful place over there. And even there are few unexplored areas like though Imtiaz had shot few films in Kinnaur and Sangla, but there's desert areas like Kaza and Spiti. Now Spiti has been opened because of that Atal Tunnel, Rohtang Tunnel, which it is in the name of Atal Bihari Vajpayee. And the moment when you enter from Manali towards Spiti, you will see a different scenario. It's all greenery this side, and the moment in 20 minutes when you reach towards Lahore, you will find it's snowing over there. They are arid valleys. So, like they're green glades. They are very beautiful, heritage sites in Himachal. Himachal has a lot to offer. Even you can see the rivers and lakes equally. Though road is there in virgin areas, but like in film, somebody needs like hospital is nearby or airport is nearby. So Kullu district, Kullu offers everything. Kinnaur is a tribal area, though it is developed. And Kaza and Lahore Spiti, I think Veena ji must be knowing Bear Grill was supposed to come, and due to COVID, I think so that program was postponed. He was to shoot in Kinnaur and Lahore Spiti areas. So these are the virgin lands to be explored. Like in Hollywood movies, you see that wide open terrains and everything. It offers a lot to us. There's snow-covered peaks, there are green glades, and everything is there. And regarding the permissions, I think what we are doing is, though we have developed the portal, it is yet to be integrated with FFO. Within a month, I think within 15 days, we'll do that. There's some payment gateway processes there. Uh, we'll be giving now at present we are giving permission within 3 or 4 days. Whoever is applying, we are getting their request through mail, and we are giving within 3 or 4 days. And once the portal comes, then till 7 days or something. So we have a lot to offer, and we are inviting everybody to come in and please. And there is no such thing like there are like passes and
It
COVID
is.
guidance. इतना हिमाचल में ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है अब. You can everybody can come and enter. Earlier it was there कि COVID guidance and you have to enter with a 72-hour RT-PCR or test. But nothing is there. Everything is open. I think state was the first. Himachal was the first state to open all these things. Though
Thank you, Mahesh.
it is not connected well with rail. Uh, and heli services are being started in Simla. I think on 1st December there is a
Again,
heliport. So heli
am I
services will
audible?
start from Simla. It will be very easy for the producers and filmmakers to come to Simla. Heli taxi is being started from 1st of December in
Hello.
Simla itself.
Okay.
Thank you, Mahesh. Let me turn to Sanju sir now. Can you take us through what Manipur has to offer, sir?
Yes, thank you so much, and hello, Shri from Manipur. As you know, we've had many films which was has Manipur character like Medicom, and I think a film is being planned on Dinko Singh. But unfortunately, maybe because of law and order problem, we have had no shooting taking place in Manipur. Even though the characters of the film are from Manipur, and it ought to have been shot in Manipur. The location recce for Medicom and other films were done, but I don't know what was the problem. But I must tell everyone here that the law and order problem has improved, and the government is keen on taking on to make Manipur a film friendly state. We just in 2020 we modified our नाम से
Sir,
ring है Manipur
sir, मैं confirm
Manipur
from
state
sir please operator का बोलो
in their purpose is to make Manipur a friendly state, film friendly state, and welcome all the production crews to come and shoot here. But we found that the policies as of now has certain inadequacies, like in terms of incentives and in terms of we had we have no system of giving permissions and accommodating uh, outside film production, because we have had no such activities as of now. But only thing was that people come and ask me for permission for the border area, like Manipur has a international border with Myanmar, so people want to come there and shoot in that border town. But there we have a certain problem, because shooting in the border area requires uh, human this home affairs permission and external ministry permission, and that may take time. But the government is working towards making it smooth and single window processing kind of thing, with the help of FFO, and to make to have a system of permission and granting all this and taking care of facilitating filmmaking in Manipur. We have tied up with the FFO, and in fact, we had planned to conduct a high-level bureaucratic meeting where we will sensitize our bureaucrats why we need to have a system in place so that we can reap the benefit of being Manipur being a film making film destination. But because of COVID situation and like that, we had to delay it. But Manipur is heading for election in March, maybe in March. So by the next by April, I'm hopeful that the new government will come in and we can go ahead with our planned sensitization of our bureaucrats, and and that will be a great help in making Manipur a film-friendly state. And in terms of natural beauty, landscape, Manipur has is India's largest freshwater lake called Loktak, which is a major sport. Everyone who comes to Manipur wants to see Loktak and wants to go to the international border town of Moreh. And as you know, Manipur is actually the place where the tricolor was hosted uh, by Azad Hind Force, and that place is near Loktak. So I think with focus on making historical films, film based on Second World War, because Manipur was the first site where the Japanese tried to enter India through Manipur, and where the Allied forces managed to keep them away and push them towards Myanmar. And in terms of natural beauty, we have, Munich, 90% hill and 10% valley, and we have a lot to offer in terms of greeneries, scenic beauty, and even our the ethnic composition. We have a rich culture, and we have about 30, 40 different tribes wearing different costumes and very colorful, and We also have a Vaishnavite cult based in Imphal Valley, and we also have the World War Cemetery, the Second World War Cemetery, managed by and maintained by the British High Commission, and and Manipur is a virgin state, and nobody has nobody has really made Manipur a location of filming. So we are looking forward to hosting domestic and as well as international film production crew, and I promise that we will try to help in whatever possible way, and the government to facilitate their accommodation, their convenience, and facilitate their shooting. And in terms of incentives and things like that, because we have had no, we are not, the government is not really aware of to this kind of activities. So we have to work on it, and I'm sure Film Village Station Office and Manipur State Film Development Society will have something in place, and will push it through with the government, and then that will be a thing to make Manipur a film friendly destination.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Sanjuji. Let's move to Jammu and Kashmir, which I guess for most Indians are synonymous with beautiful mountains and scenic locales. So I think, especially Indian film industry had a long relationship with beautiful Kashmir, though I guess it's somewhat gone down in the last couple of decades. But I believe J&K now has recently announced a very comprehensive film policy. So maybe Afaqji, you can take us through that.
Hello, morning, Afaq here. As Nitinji has already pointed out, Jammu and Kashmir, rather Kashmir, has been a preferred shooting destination for people from Bollywood as well as Hollywood. So lately there was a slump in these activities due to certain factors, which I guess Khawar would bear me out later. But recently, the government of Jammu and Kashmir has launched a vibrant film policy. The broad parameters of the film policy are that we'll be having a single window permission to the aspiring filmmakers. They would have to apply through a portal jkfilm.jk.gov.in, and the process takes 2 to 4 weeks, and we provide the filmmakers with a one-time permission for shooting there. They don't have to go to different departments, because Jammu and Kashmir, or rather Kashmir, is a very rich repository of cinematic scope. We have monuments here, we have virgin forests here, we have exotic exotic wildlife here. So the filmmakers, they had to, or their line producers or their representatives in Jammu and Kashmir, they had to go to different departments for getting their permissions done. But recently, the government of Jammu and Kashmir and our respected LG Saab has launched this film policy, by virtue of which you will be having a single line permission. The aspiring filmmaker sitting in Mumbai or in South or in Chandigarh or elsewhere, he would have to access that website or that site, and the permission will be given to him within a span of 2 to 4 weeks, and they would be doing their filming without any hitch. And inshallah, and mashallah, there has I guess 2 or 3 months or 4 months have passed since launch of this policy, and there has not been a single complaint from any producer or any line producer regarding the mechanism which is in place. There may be some minor issues, which I guess Khavar can throw a light on these, because he is an experienced guy and he has been doing these kind of line producing from last decade, I guess. So, and the other most important aspect of J&K film policy is the concept of subsidies. We will be giving subsidies to the aspiring filmmakers at a later part, mostly in the next fiscal year. So that would also give impetus to the local talent, as well as the raw talent in our Bollywood or in South, so they can come here and shoot. And the most important thing about Jammu and Kashmir is the cost of production, which is quite low, which is not, I can say, low compared with the other parts of the country. So this is a very vibrant policy, the film policy which we are doing, and inshallah, I guess it will be roping in talents, because the concept of subsidy is there for films, for this web series, even for documentaries, and we have a special concept for the award-winning filmmakers who want to intend to shoot their movies within Jammu and Kashmir, and for that there are certain parameters which are to be fulfilled by them. They the first and foremost thing is they have to do their shooting 50 to 70% using the locales of Jammu and Kashmir, and there is also a concept of using the local talent. So the point is, you are also giving impetus to the local talent of Jammu and Kashmir by involving them in production, in acting, and in the way we are honing their skills as well. So the policy document of Jammu and Kashmir J&K film policy, which was recently launched by our honorable LG, is a very vibrant document. It has scope for everything. It has scope for giving single window permission to the aspiring filmmakers who want to shoot there. Besides, also we also facilitate. There are other things which are also facilitated. We are also providing them subsidy for government-owned infrastructure, or government-owned hotels, or government-owned restaurants, if you would like to put it that way. So, and even the most important thing is the concept of subsidy. The subsidy which has been introduced in other states of the country, the film policy has also taken care of it. And there are other things like revival of cinema halls, which will be done in a later part. As everybody of you is aware, the cinema was shut down in this valley due to certain conditions which everybody knows, and that would be done at a later part. So the Jammu Kashmir film policy is a comprehensive document for catalyzing the creative pursuits of our filmmakers, whether they are established filmmakers, or they are nascent, or they are budding filmmakers, or the persons who want to make their mark in their creative fields. That's it.
Thank you, Afaq. Let's move now to Uttarakhand. And I had the pleasure and honor of actually attending an event last month, which was addressed by uh, Shri Satpal Maharaj ji, Honorable Tourism Minister of Uttarakhand. And he spoke about a renewed focus on attracting filmmakers. So, Chauhan ji, maybe you can just take us through that.
आज सभी पैनलिस्ट को मेरा नमस्कार। देवभूमि उत्तराखंड में सभी जो फिल्म मेकर्स है उनका शूटिंग के लिए स्वागत है। और जैसे कि उत्तराखंड की फिल्म पॉलिसी 2015 में पहले लॉन्च हुई थी, उसके बाद 2019 में फिर संशोधित फिल्म पॉलिसी गवर्नमेंट ने लॉन्च की है। और उत्तराखंड में माउंटेन्स, रिवर्स, फॉरेस्ट, काफी सारे ऐसे एरिया है जहाँ पे फिल्म मेकर की पसंदीदा स्थल रहे हैं शूटिंग के लिए। पहले उत्तराखंड में मसूरी और देहरादून में ज्यादातर या नैनीताल में शूटिंग्स होती थी, लेकिन लास्ट 3 इयर्स में आपकी चोपता, चक्राता और टीरी लेक यानी इंटीरियर में काफी फिल्म की शूटिंग हो रही है। उत्तराखंड में वैली ऑफ फ्लावर और कॉर्बेट नेशनल पार्क और इसके अतिरिक्त औली वगैरह में भी काफी फिल्म शूट हो रही है। और जहां तक 2018 में बेस्ट फिल्म डेस्टिनेशन भारत सरकार द्वारा घोषित किया गया था, और इस समय उत्तराखंड में लगभग पिछले 3 साल में लगभग 400 फिल्म या सीरियल या टेलीफिल्म शूट उत्तराखंड में हुई है। और जो एक फीडबैक हमको मिलती है फिल्म प्रोड्यूसर या फिल्म निर्माताओं द्वारा, अभी तक कुछ इस प्रकार की कोई शिकायत उत्तराखंड में मिलती नहीं, किसी को किसी प्रकार की कोई परेशानी है। जहां तक सब्सिडी की बात है, उत्तराखंड में जो हिंदी फिल्मों को हमारे यहाँ 1.5 CR की सब्सिडी अभी भी हम दे हैं। और लोकल फिल्म वो चाहे गुजराती हो या बंगाली हो, उसको भी हमारे यहाँ 20 लाख तक की सब्सिडी है। और जो लोकल फिल्म उत्तराखंड की, उसको भी 20 लाख की सब्सिडी उत्तराखंड सरकार दे रही है। इसके अतिरिक्त यदि उत्तराखंड में आपकी जो फिल्म शूट होती है, शूटिंग पीरियड्स में 50% हम डिस्काउंट गेस्ट हाउस जो गवर्नमेंट के हैं उसमें देते हैं। और SGST में भी हमारे यहाँ 30% की छूट है। यदि उत्तराखंड में जब फिल्म आपकी रिलीज होती है तो SGST 30% रिफंडेबल उत्तराखंड में है। इसके अलावा यदि कोई भी फिल्म उत्तराखंड में शूट होती है, यदि उनको लॉ एंड ऑर्डर के हिसाब से सिक्योरिटी की आवश्यकता है, तो 5 पुलिसमैन फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट उत्तराखंड सरकार फिल्म प्रोड्यूसर को उपलब्ध कराती है। फिल्म जो बड़े फिल्म मेकर, उन लोगों का कहना हो, जब वो उत्तराखंड में शूट करने आते हैं तो उनका कहना होता है कि हमको सब्सिडी की ज्यादा आवश्यकता नहीं होती है, बट हमको जो फिल्म जब शूट होती है उस समय जो गवर्नमेंट की एक मदद मिलनी चाहिए वो उत्तराखंड में हमको मिलती है। कोई भी कभी कोई डिस्टरबेंस नहीं है फिल्म शूटिंग का उत्तराखंड में। और इसके अतिरिक्त विद इन 2 आवर में हम फिल्म की शूटिंग की परमिशन भी फिल्म मेकर्स को दे रहे हैं। 2015 से पहले काफी समस्याएं होती थी उत्तराखंड में, क्योंकि डिफरेंट डिफरेंट डिस्ट्रिक्ट में लोगों को जाना पड़ता था। बट 2015 के बाद जब से हमने सिंगल विंडो सिस्टम किया है, तो किसी भी फिल्म निर्माता को कहीं जाने की आवश्यकता नहीं होती। सिंगल विंडो सिस्टम में हम विद इन 2 आवर में भी हम शूटिंग परमिशन दे रहे हैं। और उत्तराखंड में एक अच्छी चीज ये कि हम कोई भी शुल्क फिल्म निर्माता से नहीं ले रहे हैं। जितनी भी शूटिंग की परमिशन है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ उत्तराखंड के अंदर, वो फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट शूटिंग की परमिशन उत्तराखंड सरकार द्वारा दी जाती है। जी,
धन्यवाद चौहान जी. And I think Chauhan
थैंक
ji
यू।
actually brought up a very, very important point, which is, that no
जी,
subsidy, ease of business is worth it if crew and cast is at danger on a particular location. Unfortunately, it may be rare, but we do see, film units being vandalized, attacked, and I'm sure, security and safety is pretty much the main concern when it comes to filmmakers. So let's actually dwell a bit more on that. There's one thing is to draft a policy. The other thing is how practical and effective it really is on ground. And we're fortunate to have, two line producers here. So, maybe starting with Khawar, maybe you can take us through what you're looking for when you are planning a schedule and how effective do you find state policy. Over to you, Khawar. So I think there's an issue with Khawar's visuals video. So maybe Vikesh, you can take that question first.
Hi, thank you, Nitin. Thank you for inviting me, and pleasure to meet all of you, sir. I mean, it's actually a good initiative taken by NFDC, Film Bazaar, and also the Guild of India. I've been shooting, fortunately shooting all across India. Some of the places we have shot are recently during COVID time, we shot in Dalhousie, we shot in Punjab, we shot in Goa. Uh, uh, we are also, Sunzu sir, we are actually producing a regional Manipuri film as well. In fact, yesterday I was in Manipur. I took the last flight out, and we are also exploring More, and few beautiful villages in Manipur. What I would like to um, uh, in terms of share my experience, this COVID has actually given more opportunities for us filmmakers to shoot in India more and more. Thing for films where we used to run out and shoot abroad, there are situations where we thought abroad, countries abroad would give us more locales, but India itself is so beautiful. I mean, when you go to northern part or northeastern part or even south, or everywhere, you will get some beautiful locations which you can easily adapt to your screen, to your script, to your subjects. uh, but my observation has been, where what we are or what we focus on is, because what we don't realize is the films bring business to each and every state. It's not only uh, it is one of the most underrated industry for in comparison to others, but it does bring business, and not only business, it also gives a visual feel to each and every state. Any film which is being shot in whichever state, so many million people actually see them, and that also tourism. Like, I've experienced that in couple of projects which we did, where um, you know few touristic destinations were actually promoted because the films were shot there. And that, I mean, all of us know that people are aspiring to go to such places which are gorgeous, where actors have gone. So that also helps states to get tourism from through films. Any film becomes a huge success, it automatically generates more income. So keeping a combination of win-win for the state and even the filmmakers. The ideal way to do is obviously the ease of business. We have reached a stage where everyone wants a quick turn, government support, which I'm sure most of the states are doing now. Um, Even subsidies would help. There are films which actually go to locations where subsidies are given, where there's a single window clearance, where there's no less of bureaucracy. So these are important aspect of for a filmmaker like us to choose a place. And most importantly is a is like the facilities which we need. For example, what we usually lack are good line producers in different cities, in different parts of the state. Plus general facility, like we don't even have vanity vans. For example, if I need to put up an actor in a remote area, we don't have proper things to or systems to in place. So those are things which, if we can develop some local vendors who can actually take care of filming infrastructure, whether it is food, transport, generators, lights, cameras, all these things we have to lug from uh, Bombay or bigger places which are nearby. Of course, not every small city can have it, but at least the capitals can have those infrastructure from where we can actually hire things. So these are, I mean, I'm glad to hear some great initiatives from all four states. In fact, we would like to explore more as we go along. One of the films which we are actually exploring is also based in Ladakh, Gadda ji. I mean, that also, I'm sure it qualifies under the regional series, right? Leh Ladakh.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Can you limit Ladakh?
I
What
mean,
about
the
Ladakh?
the yeah, I mean that the subsidy is including Jammu and Kashmir, right? All uh,
That is Jammu and Kashmir, but Ladakh is a separate union territory.
now it is a separate union territory, right?
Yeah, it's a separate union territory. This is for Jammu and Kashmir. That means Jammu region and Kashmir region, and the other parts
And
of Jammu
Kashmir,
as well, and other parts of Kashmir. Ladakh is a
right,
separate union territory.
right. Anyway, but I'm just saying there are films which are happening in different. We're also producing couple of projects. One which I mentioned is Manipuri film. Um, yeah, so these are my honestly these are my uh, uh, observations while we are shooting in different states. And the facilities what we require are essential to have a smooth operation there.
Thank you, Vikesh. You made some very pertinent points. And as you said, there's a very direct and tangible relationship between filming and the tourism benefits that accrue. Like I think Switzerland was almost single-handedly introduced to us by Mr. Yash Chopra. Tourism to Spain multiplied after it was featured extensively in Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. Then you mentioned Ladakh, Lake Pangong, basic prominence with the climactic shoot, the scene of Three Idiots. So I think there are numerous such examples out there, and we often try to think of government support as subsidies. They're actually investments because in addition to the tourism benefit that may or may not accrue, there's a very direct investment that actually happens when a unit visits a particular place. They stay in hotels, they have to travel, they have to eat. So I think states should really look at it very extensively. And Khawar, you have also extensive line produced. So what are the factors you look at when you are fixing on a shooting locale, and what is your hands-on experience been like? Please share that with us.
Just carry on, sir.
Yeah. So, in terms of shooting in various locations, security obviously is a massive concern. And in terms of perception, there are some fears or some concerns when it comes to shooting in JNK and I think possibly Manipur also. So, maybe Afaq and Sanju, one by one, you could allay those fears of filmmakers.
Yeah, I would like to make a point there. Why? When it comes to security, there is a dedicated security officer provided to the shooting crew. Dedicated. So it is his job to ensure the safety of the crew, and touch wood, nothing of that sort has happened till date. Whether we are there were certain schedules which were done without the kind of security that is to be provided, and touch wood, nothing has happened. And there is a dedicated security officer provided to every production house, and the line producer of that production house gets in touch with that concerned security officer, and they make all the necessary arrangements for them, and much of the shooting has been hassle free. We have never had any concern of the security. I guess when Khawar would step in, that he would also narrate his experiences vis-a-vis the security. There's a dedicated security officer. There is a dedicated security apparatus in place when the shooting is going on. So touchwood, there has been no, I guess, not a single incident reported so far. And the
Thank
producers
you.
and the line producers, they are happy with the kind of security arrangements that are being put in place for them.
Thank you, Afaq. And the same for you, Sanju. Are there any special provisions for filmmakers in Manipur? You on mute, sir.
I'm ready whenever
Sanju,
it is.
yeah.
Right now, we have had no, production team coming in Manipur. What has assured that security will be provided if that is needed by the crew, and help will be actually the film development society, a nodal agency for all taking care of filming and license information. So we will facilitate take care of all their needs. There's no and we are ready to help, and security will be provided if it's needed.
Thank you. If we can turn to you and if you could share your experiences as also expectations. Cover over to you.
Okay, hi. Hi, a very good morning again, everyone. And I'm a line producer. So, being a line producer, I'm the connection between the government and the producers of the industry. And I totally agree and understand Mr. Vikesh Bhutani just said, and I understand his concerns besides the policy about the place. First of all, there is no doubt that a film brings tourism to a place. It is a known fact, and I've been here for the last 12 years, and I've been seeing growth in tourism whenever a good film has been shot in Kashmir. It started with Rockstar. It was shot in a beautiful light, showing Kashmir again as a beauty in snow. And then when other people like Yash Chopra and Karan Johar came in and shot other films. Then again we did Haider, and then Bajrangi Bhaijaan came in with Salman sir, and then again we had the best season in 2016. And unfortunately, some incident.
Yeah, you were saying that 2016 was a great season, and then we lost track of what you're saying then. So if you could take off from that point
Yeah,
again.
so what I'm trying to say is that every time, initially when I started doing line production, I thought that film industry is a very delicate tourism. So whenever there is some in any part of the state, the films won't come in. But actually, the truth is, the tourists stop coming, but the film people don't stop coming to Kashmir, and film shootings have been going on. So it is a relation, it is a trust between the line producers and the producers and the directors, the relation we share with them, the understanding we share with them, which is very important because we understand this language. Okay. And initially, it was very difficult to communicate the same things to the authorities, to the bureaucracy, to other people who are involved in facilitating the shoots. But since the film policy has come in, I don't say it is 100%.
Hello.
Am I back?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're back, but
Am I back?
it's taking. Yeah. Continue, please.
Yeah, I'm using two. It's not connecting well. Uh, sorry, sir. I would like to continue where I stopped last. What did you hear last from me, sir?
It was about the film policy, which
Yeah, since the film policy has come in, so it will, we understand everything takes time, but the in has been done here, and we are facing absolutely zero problems here. But besides the film policy, there are other problems which we are facing as line producers in Kashmir, which I want to highlight. These since we are the first-hand users of this, everything bureaucracy can do, it is already done, and there are few steps which the government should take to bring in more tourism film units to Kashmir, sir. And sir, Mr. Vikesh, I would like to answer your question about Ladakh. Is that I'll give you an example of a place I do line production in Ladakh also, but not Leh. I do it in Kargil. I have just explored one location that is called Kargil. You all must be aware of that, known as a war zone. So we started shooting there for Kalang. Dharma initiated that shoot in Kargil. What Kargil offers is it is at an altitude of 9 only. So it will offer you the same look on a lower altitude where you won't face problems like shooting in like you do for oxygen. Some people get headaches, altitude sickness, and things like that. So we started shooting with a small film, with a small sequence of Kalang film there, and since then, in 2 years, we have shot 4 films already there, and it is coming up as a location, and even it has increased in tourism also. This year, we were struggling to find rooms over there, and in fact, we did with Amir sir, Lal Singh Chadda also there. So this is a new look which has come in, and you should also explore that for your next project. So what I want to raise the topic since when film policy becomes such an easy thing that anybody can just call and we can get out the. So there are more and more people coming into this business, which is a little scary. Now you like why? Because if there is a different travel agent line producer. So what is happening in Kashmir because of the policy? Lots of line producers are directly applying online and they are getting the permissions. And they are promising such things to the producers which are practical. For example, when they say that you have got every permission in Kashmir, when the film policy says that you've got every permission, they think that when the permissions from the MOD is also possible here. Those are clarities of permissions to the producers is not there is not a clear message to them, and what is happening through the medium of social media and things like that, lots of people are approaching the production houses and committing those things which are actually not possible. I'm just highlighting one small part. I think that line producers should be registered and they should be interviewed, and because we also belong to a place where we have to see the ethics of the society is an important, so where we don't hurt the sentiments of the people is also important for a smooth functioning of a shoot. So that kinds of things should come through responsible line producers. Also, we are facing problems with the drones here, since there are lots of security installations over here. So even Afaq sir will agree to it that whenever we apply for the drone permissions, we get difficulties. It is not as easy. So, for example, we have a shoot for 4 days in which everything is with a drone, and we'll be using that everywhere. Should get a single window clearance for drone also. But I understand this that everybody there will be a scare that how it will be used, the drone, and where it will be used. So that is where the registered line producers will come, who will know that where to shoot, where you can offer the locations. Such things are there. Also, regarding the equipments in Kashmir, there are no equipments in Kashmir right now regarding lights, cameras, or everything else. But I think there's a policy being made so that we can purchase equipment and with a subsidy from the DIC, the industries. So that should be taken care of in near future. Then we also require permissions like since lots of films like where weapons are used are shot in Kashmir or where army vehicles are used and shot in Kashmir, and lots of films don't want to go through the MOD permissions. So they whenever we have to shoot with the army convoy, I have my own army convoy in Srinagar, and but what I have to do every time I have to the shoot is over, I have to repaint the car and keep it somewhere. I cannot keep it as an army convoy here. So I there is no yet such a thing that where I can keep my picture vehicles, and because it is another a big expenses. For example, our army film is shoot in Kashmir. They require picture vehicles to be burned, to be blasted, or things like that, and where they cannot use their own things. There is a restriction towards army whenever you are using their bases or their equipment, they have to be taken care of and they will also check. So we need those permissions to keep these picture vehicles. We need permissions to keep weapons, dummy weapons. We need to get in walkie-talkie permissions are still available because of the state security things. So somewhere it has to come into a kind of a industry where we can also do such thing. The cost will come low. Actually, the cost is not so low. Okay, we already have a problem with the connectivity of the road, which is, I'm sure, in a because tunnels are being made everywhere, it will be accessible. I think Kashmir has so many lots to offer. Besides the metropolitan city, I can't think of any other location that we can't follow. The the best thing about Kashmir is we have all four seasons. You can shoot in any season you want to. And in fact, we have shot four colors also in one time. That means we have shot clear blue sky, shot white, that is snow. We have shot autumn, that is brown, and there is greenery. There are lakes also, there are valleys, there are heritage buildings, there is wildlife. There is nothing I cannot name off. The another thing which will bring in, see, now what is, I can take my producer to or a director to a location where it is accessible. I cannot go beyond 1 hour's distance unless I have a facility like that or I'm staying there. Besides, one day I'll lose light and we cannot shoot. So that is one thing. Now we need to get more locations for the directors, because every time a director comes, he wants a virgin location only. This is every director would not, he would never want to shoot at the same location where the previous film has been shot. So there are lots of things we can still do in Kashmir. Like there is a court here. There is a court here which is a heritage building which is inside the city. So after the floods, can you hear me, sir? Afaq sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah,
can
yeah.
hear you. Yeah.
I'm all ears to you.
So
I'm actually
there is
noting
a
everything
big
you're saying.
court here. हाँ
Yeah,
there
yeah,
Afaq sir, there is a big court here. आपको पता होगा जो हमारा
yeah, yeah. वो
main court यहाँ.
main launch
हाँ,
होगी.
after the
Gadda
floods yes, after the floods it is yeah, it has been closed. Okay, but for us it is a very big location, because I don't know
Yeah,
how
yeah,
many films would be so many producers, directors would be wanting to shoot in a court which is a heritage property,
yeah.
which
That's
can
right.
give you all the feel, because it is not easy to get a court inside in the entire country. Either we have to convert it or make it a ready-made thing. If such small
Yeah,
things can create more locations, we will of course have more shoots. Now the South Indian industry has also they have come here, and we have a song shoot or the shoot in Kashmir. They are coming in lots of numbers inside, and there are inquiries like
you
we
can I
are getting
can
10,
I
20, 20 inquiries a day.
can I make a point? Can I make an intervention, Khawar? Can I, Nitin ji?
Yes,
Can I
please,
make an
sir. Yes.
intervention?
Yeah, please do. Please do.
Actually, the
Go ahead,
thing is which
Afaq.
Khawar has actually pointed out, the most and the first and the foremost thing is about the permission of drones. We actually had the permit, drone shoot was taking place, but due to certain security concerns, which everybody of you is aware of, and even Khawar is aware of, then we had certain restrictions on the drone shoot. But no worries. We'll try to do something about it, as Khawar has rightly pointed out that you should be having a kind of registered line producers who know the in and out of the security apparatus in Jammu and Kashmir, because this is a very sensitive issue. So we would be pitching it up. The drone and the other things which Khawar pointed out, I've noted it down, is about MOD permissions. Well, MOD permissions, last time there was a line producer who was asking for permission to shoot at certain sensitive location, which was taken up with MOD. We'll try to do something about it, because we don't. We'll try to, and the other important thing is which he said about is regulation. The regulation of line producers. The line producers need to be regulated. We'll do something about it, but you can't stop anybody from working. But there should be a kind of parameter or a checklist, and cover you guys, because you are a senior guy here, and you are into this line from, I guess, last a decade. Huh? So you guys also have to do something about, because we have
Yes, sir.
association in Mumbai, we have association of cinematographers, because Nitin ji must be knowing about it. There's a guild of producers, and likewise, you guys have to come up. You guys have to take an initiative, and you guys have to recognize, because we are the government, and we need feedback from people like you, the people who are doing work on ground. So any policy or any order which will be done would be on the recommendations of people working on the ground, and then we would be analyzing it according to the set procedure rules which are in vogue. Then something will come up, but you guys have to take a lead in it. You guys have to go for the kind of the regulation. You guys have to see who is a genuine guy, and as you have rightly pointed out, there are certain LPs which you said are promising sky to the producers. The film policy is a dynamic document which you have acknowledged, but there but the regulation is there, and the other thing is the drone. I have noted it down. Equipments, you have said, equipments, as you have pointed out, that equipments are not here, but somebody has to come up to procure the equipments. And the other thing is the permission for having these decoy weapons and decoy vehicles, which would be taken up with the concern. And regarding the shooting of this court complex or heritage buildings, we have tons of heritage buildings here, but that has been taken care of, because the single window permission which the film policy offers, we even take up the matter with the Department of Archaeologies and Museums, even ASI, Archaeological Survey of India. We are in touch with them. These things will be sorted out, and with the passage of time, policy document the the policy document will become more dynamic. It is dynamic. It will become more dynamic and user friendly as well. So the points which you have actually uh, projected, I've noted that down, and that inshallah they will be taken care of. They will be taken care of. Anything else covered?
Yes, before I stop, and these are the things actually, and we are having lots of, every year we are more and more film units coming to Kashmir, and soon you will see it will touch skies here. And government is prompt, and they are going into the logistics of the things, and they are understanding our problem right now. There is somebody to hear our problem, so I think so it is getting sorted at a really fast pace. I hope it continues the same. And before I any questions regarding Kashmir, anybody wants to ask me, I'm okay, good for that.
Thanks, Pav. I think we just running short on time, so I think we should end up by having the states individually just have share any last thoughts and any invitation they want to extend to filmmakers. So maybe we can start with you, Mahesh ji. Would you like to extend any invitation on behalf of Himachal Pradesh?
Yeah, yeah. Why not? Why not? We are here for you people. Just I want to tell you something. Okay, on subsidy part, which I didn't discuss before. We have taken up the matter twice with the government. Government is trying its best because I think earlier there was a provision in the policy. Uh, and later on, that funds were diverted to some other departments. So we are just taking up this issue again and again with the government. And even yesterday only, it is a national press basically. So yesterday there was a media gathering with the chief minister and my secretary. I was discussing the same thing with my secretary. Okay, this thing should happen, and we should at least we should give small amount of funds as per provision to the filmmakers. This is yet to be in the limelight. This is yet to be gone, but other person we are there, and I invite all the filmmakers because cover. I'm also basically my I want to tell you my Nanihal is in Jammu. My roots are also in Jammu, so so I would like
Yes,
to
sir. So it
invite
is
all.
also coming up like Mubarak Mandi. If we shoot in Mubarak Mandi, so it's abhi nobody has shot there by the way. So.
Yeah. I've seen all these places. And Vikesh, you were just talking about Dalhousie. Did you face any problem in Dalhousie, Bhutani? You shot you recently shot in Dalhousie, I think so, in District Chamba. Did you face
Yeah,
any problem
we
over
did.
there?
I mean, no, no, not at all. Not at all. I mean, the only concern which I'm sharing in general, there is no specific concern regarding where we shot recently. Khawar said, I mean, what we need to do is get more and more line producers, of course, vet them properly, and who can do the job in a more organized manner rather than having anybody coming and taking over the line production part. But no problem, sir.
Yeah,
It was very smooth.
there are few, there's no security issue as such in Himachal. Just like Uttarakhand, I think Himachal is also a very safe place. There's no such concerns as such because like big films like Lal Singh Chaddha and Bhastra, they were shot in Himachal, and at that time they required security. So it is still on the payment basis. We are again going to take up the issue with the government. I think in a meeting within 15 days or so to give everything free. We should not take anything from filmmakers because we are inviting tourism and protecting the state. So these things are to be discussed to make everything free for them. So I think within 50 days everything will be in line, right? And everything will be there. So, but now at present, what is happening. You want to come, you come. We are giving permissions within a day, within 2 days or something, because there is an email ID. It is with FFO also. So within one day, within 2 days, we are giving online permission on that. There's no such issue. Like drone you were talking about. Drone mean there are some security areas like in Kinnaur and Laos, they are areas bordering China. So they have to take permission of MOD or something like that.
Thank you, Mahesh. Any message to filmmakers for you?
Yes, actually, I would like to invite all the filmmakers, line producers, producers like Vikesh, and line producers like Khawar. If you plan to come to Manipur, please contact us, the Manipur State Film Development Society, and we will help you in terms of finding you the perfect producer, and even the conveyance who will do the transport, catering, and where you can be accommodated. Even in far flung areas, we can set up government facilities to accommodate you. So do get in touch and help us to make Manipur a film friendly state. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We
चौहान जी
can
आप कुछ कहना
we can
चाहेंगे film industry में?
we can share our mail IDs and numbers also, so it will be easy for you producers to contact us.
So I think they can put it on the website when this being
Yeah, yeah.
broadcast. Yeah. चौहान जी आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे?
जी, उत्तराखंड बहुत ही शांति प्रिय स्टेट है और मैं सभी लाइन प्रोड्यूसर्स एंड फिल्म मेकर से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि आप आइए और उत्तराखंड में शूट कीजिए। यहाँ बहुत सुंदर लोकेशन है और शूटिंग में किसी प्रकार की कोई प्रॉब्लम उत्तराखंड में आपको नहीं होगी। मेरा सभी फिल्म मेकर से ये अनुरोध है कि आए और उत्तराखंड में शूट करें। जी,
Final word to you, Afaq ji.
And they're welcome anytime. The government of Jammu and Kashmir
थैंक यू।
welcomes everybody coming here anytime.
So that's a great
And
note
we
to
have this,
end on.
and this the subsidy is there. It will be taken at a later part, inshallah. So Kashmir is a Jammu and Kashmir rather. This is a very promising field for your creative pursuits.
Great.
That's
So
it.
much, Afaq, and thank you the entire panel for what was a very interesting and discussion. And thank you NFDC for this opportunity.